Greetings. This is Marlene. I am. I believe I was Christian all my life, except that I had not come to conclusion who I belong to. So, as a kid, I've always had a lot of opposition in my life. Um, Battles, spiritual battles, conflicts, and such. And I always knew I could talk to God, but I was never brought to a church where I can say, hey, I need to get baptized. So I think this is, in general, everybody's experiences this, but they don't come to a conclusion, who are they as Christian or how did they become Christian? Eventually, towards the to most recent time in my life, that's where I concluded I am Christian. I need to come surrender to the feet of God. A lot of times when you don't recognize Jesus as your Lord and Savior, it almost feels like you're just running in circle, chasing something or chasing someone. And when that happens, you never find true happiness, and once you find it, that's when you realize you're not only Christian, but you're also talking the walk, if that makes any sense. Yeah, spiritual intelligence. It's my life testimony. I was born from a father who was practicing witchcraft, and I believe I was born into this stigma, or as you want to call it, generational curse or something, right? My life is entire testimony, because I cannot just tell you one testimony and say, okay, yeah, I'm freed of. It was from the day I was in my mom's womb to recent 4 years ago when I became Christian, baptized Christian, born again. I had life testimony from, like I said, from the day I was in my mom's womb all the way till then. And literally, this book is a description of these experiences, of these times when I felt like, in my book, I talk about how I almost drowned, and in my towards the last second of my life, I thought it was the last second of my life, I call on to Jesus and I said, I can't do this, please help me. And in milliseconds, somehow I was out of the water. And it's not just one instance in my life. It's many times where things happen out of nowhere, and then I was rescued by God. And this is what pretty much the book is about. It's life experiences and how God would always rescue me from danger, even from death. An interesting experience. Towards, what was it? I published this book last year in July. So it almost took me a year. It's a small book, but it took me a year because I struggle to sit down and recognize all the trouble that I went through. But prior to that, it almost felt like God was poking me to write. He is the one that inspired me to write. Because there were times at nighttime, I would go to sleep peacefully, and right at 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, I'd be woken up. And there was this, it almost looked like a light, like a neon light that would appear in the middle of the night in dark pitch bedroom. And I began to pray, is it you, Lord? I mean, what is it that you want me to do? I know I've been thinking of writing a book. Is this something that you confirming that I should do? And then I would always put barriers, set my own mental barriers, as saying, I don't even know how to, I'm not a spokesperson, I'm not an author, I don't even know what to write, I don't even know where to begin. And then as I'm talking, it almost felt like I'm talking with God through telepathy, and just thoughts began to pour. And it's like God telling me, I will help you, don't worry about it, the words are gonna come easily, and you'll eventually have a book that's gonna inspire others to see me as who I am. I want readers that are skeptical of God. They see God as a imaginary friend. As many people believe in Santa Claus, they say, well, that's your Santa Claus. So I want these people who are skeptical to realize that we do have a God that is alive, The same way that we have good, we also have bad. So we have the enemy, but we also have God's protection. So what I want my readers to eventually accomplish is to realize that Jesus Christ is alive, is a true God, but He's only gonna manifest when you actually, truly, honestly, from your heart, call Him into your life. Otherwise, you're just gonna be playing in circle like I did from the start. So my skeptical readers will open the book and they might think, well, all right, let's give it a try. But when something in their heart, like a little spark, touches their heart, and they eventually call on to Jesus Christ into their heart and into their life, and they follow with obedience, that's when things are just he's gonna manifest in many ways, and that you're gonna be amazed. And that's exactly what I want my readers to think. Well, I heard about you guys through Facebook. Facebook was I think who was where I received like a notification sort of thing, and that actually was exactly what I was looking for. It was because my book is not a secular book. I needed the right niche so that it can eventually get into the hands of the right readers. And this is what happens through Facebook, and we got connected. And now I have my book being translated in Portuguese and in French, besides being now in English and Spanish.